to cover our bases. The residents inside Bellevue city limits who had their rights taken away by not being allowed to call animal control, we need that right restored. We, like most of Marion County, need an anti-tethering ordinance in place, that a dog cannot be tied out more than 2 hours a day, never in harsh weather such as rain, temperatures above 90, storms, cannot be tethered out in the dark, and tethering must always be supervised by the owner. Many dogs, puppies, cats, kittens are up for adoption at shelters and rescues. Sometimes you can find a breed-specific rescue if you want a certain breed of dog. There are also quality breeders where you're allowed and even encouraged to see how the puppies and how the parents of the puppies live because they have nothing to hide. The sale of puppies or kittens, cats or dogs in retail stores must be banned. The stores already doing this must not be grandfathered in. This is very important. I pray that the city of Bellevue does the right thing, not to give in to greed, fear, not to pass the buck, and to stand up for innocent, suffering animals.
Thank you. And next we have Pat Lunarizzelli, and if you could please sign the sign-in sheet and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Commissioners. Pat Lunardelli, 10470 Southeast 41st Terrace here in Bellevue. I believe, as many do, that the animals, while they comfort and at times serve us to be guarded against cruelty and abuse. To that end, I urge you to adopt the Marion County ordinance here in the city of Bellevue. I would like to read a proverb. 12:10. A righteous man regards the life of his animal, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. The righteous one is aware of the soul of his animal, and the evil withhold their compassions. A righteous person cares even about the life of his animals, but the compassion of the wicked people is nothing but cruelty. Thank you.
Next we have Karen Arman. Karen, if you could please sign in on the sign-in sheet and state your name and address for the record.
Karen Arman, 2234 Northeast 6th Place.
Can you sign the
Ocala,
sign-in
Florida.
sheet, please? Karen, can you sign the sign-in sheet, please, before you begin? Yeah.
I am just here to, I guess, go over the same things that we've been talking for months now. I'm hoping that you guys actually opened the thumb drives and went through all that information. There is, as a woman, I'm going to look at you as a woman, and since you have had 10 children, you know the discomfort. I'm sorry. Yeah, but you know the discomfort of being pregnant multiple times and giving birth, but you have the joy of loving that child. A dog is no different. When they give birth, they are very attached to those babies, okay? And when they're taken away at 4 weeks to be fed who knows what, it's way too early. A dog weans their own pup between 6 and 8 weeks, you know, and you should never buy a puppy and somebody tell you that you need to give it yogurt or ice cream to keep its blood pressure from crashing. You know, it's just like puppies are being sold by people that are giving you directions that obviously know the animals are not viable animals. If you allow this to continue, just like it did in Summerfield and other areas that they've been run out of, because they refuse to just do it correctly. It's not that we're against breeders. We are just saying, treat the animals with respect. They are paying all of your bills. They are doing everything for you. And you're constantly keeping them caged, pregnant, nursing, no time in between pregnancies. You know, a real breeder will not breed a dog every heat. And you, as having a friend that is a real breeder, they will tell you, maybe once a year, mostly every 2 years. 1 litter every 2 years. That's not 5 litters in 2 years. If these dogs are just, and if it wasn't so bad there, then why is it nobody can go there and see these animals? I mean, if they're in such great care and being taken care of properly, what is the big fight here? Like, I mean, anybody that had a real business with a reputation that they cared about, they would be more than happy to show you what they do, because breeding isn't an easy job. Whether you do it sloppy or you do it well, it's a hard job, and there's a lot of work. Even if you don't do it properly, there's still a lot of work. So I just hope that you take into consideration, these animals are pretty much jailed for life, and they have no satisfaction in life. They're never cuddled in a bed. They're never out just to play. They never just get to go for a car ride unless it's to go to be for sale. I mean, I just hope that you really look into your souls and realize, I mean, you all have mothers. And think about that. She got to raise you. She got to love you. And these dogs, like, I can't even tell you how many livers. And they never even get one. And I don't know how you can look into the eyes of an animal and think that they don't feel what you and I do. Because I guarantee you they do.
So you're for the city adopting Marion County's ordinance?
I'm sorry?
Are you for or against the city adopting Marion County's ordinance?
I hope that you adopt the ordinance completely with no retail sales and no grandfathering in.
Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, thank you. Do we have Lisa Ronan in the audience? Lisa, if you could please sign in on a sign-in sheet and then state your name and address for the record.
Lisa Roman, 76 Almond Road, Howard, Florida. I do have a question. Are we allowed to ask a question on that or no?
What's your
I just want a little clarification. It says providing regulations and restrictions for pet shops selling dogs and cats. I thought you were taking Marion County's ordinances. That allows it,
verbatim from Marion County's ordinance.
but that looks like it allows pet shops.
It does allow pet shops, it's verbatim from the Marion County ordinance.
Okay. All right.
The title is not verbatim.
No, but that section of the ordinance.
But that section does allow existing pet
Oh,
shops
that's
to
existing.
continue their
Okay.
business model.
Okay, no problem. All right. Well, I have, we as a society need to protect the animals that don't have a voice. So all I ask is that you adopt the Marion County animal ordinances here in the city of Bellevue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle Chapman.
Is Michelle Chapman in the audience? She has requested to be on the agenda. Michelle Chapman? Okay, we do not have Michelle Chapman, so Brianne Wilson. And please sign the sign-in sheet and state your name and address for record, please.
I'm Brianne Wilson. My address is 3787 Southeast 150th Street, Summerfield, Florida. One thing I did want to mention, the protesters made several false statements in regards to ordinances throughout Florida in order to disillusion government officials with a sense of, well, everyone's doing it. False statements claim that over 60 counties in Florida have adopted retail pet sale bans. Perhaps they meant out of the 477 governments in the state of Florida, made up of 66 counties 411 municipalities, 60 have adopted various ordinances that contain some type of retail pet sale regulation. That is a very small number when you consider that the remaining 417 Florida governments operate with no pet sale restrictions at all. There are over 1,500 pet retail stores within the state of Florida now. Everything I'm going to say here tonight is in reference to Marion County's unconstitutional animal ordinance. In May, Marion County passed an ordinance that used specific language in a way that outlaws my family from conducting business in Marion County's jurisdiction. The commission publicly stated that it is unlawful to create an ordinance that shuts down a legal business, so they suggested a grandfather provision.
Fine.
Oh, I thought I had 5.
She has 5 minutes, she signed up ahead of
Okay.
time.
This grandfather provision was created under the ruse that we would be allowed to continue our business. However, according to the application process, we do not fit the criteria. Even if we did, the grandfather privilege application mandates that in order for us to stay in business, we have to disclose protected trade secrets, which violate Florida Statute 688 of the Uniform Trade Secrets Act. This is just one example of how the 34-page ordinance violates the U.S. Constitution. Since Florida has waived their right to sovereign immunity, we will be seeking restitution from Marion County up to $300,000 for each lawsuit. This ordinance violated several state and federal statutes, and we will be filing separate suits for each violation. Not only is this a civil matter, the destruction of an animal enterprise is a crime. And since Marion County has cost us over $10,000, it is considered a second-degree felony. Now, government officials may have some type of immunity from criminal charges such as this, probably under some version of the Good Samaritan Act. However, the women in the audience have no immunity, and neither does the organization they represent, Harley's Dream. They have admitted to theft of over $2,000, as well as threat of serious bodily harm by way of vehicular assault. They have admitted, unfortunately for Harley's Dream, unlike governments, which has a restitution cap of $300,000 and cannot be compelled to pay punitive damages such as pain and suffering, there is no limit to the restitution that we can seek from them for what they've done to our family over the past year. I do have an appointment with Brad King's office this week to produce all of our evidence and to pursue criminal charges. We could easily fill every space in this parking lot with our supporters, but we refuse to subject our customers and loved ones to their abuse. Commissioner Smith, you have seen firsthand what they do on social media to a person who opposes their opinions. And Commissioner Lindsay has the right idea, he just stays off of Facebook. If social media were around when these people were in high school, they're the type of people who would be on the news for bullying a kid to suicide.
Quiet down.
Am I wrong? Regardless of the behavior of these people, the main issue at hand is the behavior of the county commissioners, which is not uncommon. And even though local ordinances cannot conflict with state or federal law, municipalities get away with it until someone challenges it and brings it to the attention of the proper authorities. In order to have an ordinance nullified, a citizen must file an injunction and show evidence of it being unconstitutional. Let this be a declaration of my family naming Marion County's animal ordinance unconstitutional, and we are taking the proper steps to see that justice is served. If Bellevue passes this ordinance, they'll be included in the suit.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Wilson?
Is that a threat?
We cannot have people speaking from the audience, please. Please, everyone in the audience needs to be silent. Okay, so we're gonna move on with other people in the audience who may or may not want to speak. Again, we're going to give City of Bellevue citizens 5 minutes this evening, and we're gonna give non-citizens 1 minute. So we're gonna start on this side of the room, front row. Is there anyone else in the front row who would like to speak to the commission this evening? Okay, second row? Yes, ma'am. Please state your name and address for the record.
Cheryl Lindsay, 255 40th Northwest Avenue, Ocala. I just have a question. I want to know, I don't know these people in is that a puppy store or was that a breeder that was speaking? Is she talking about a puppy store that she had or a breeding facility?
I'm not sure exactly what her designation is. I don't know who owns what. I apologize. Did you have anything you wanted to add as far as whether or not you believe the commission should vote to adopt Marion County's ordinance or not?
I do believe that they should adopt the ordinance and not grandfather anybody in. Thank you.
Thank you for your input. Is there anyone else in the second row on this side who would like to speak before the commission this evening? We're gonna move to the third row. Is there anyone in the third row that would like to speak before the commission this evening? Okay, anyone on the fourth row of this side who would like to speak before the commission on the animal ordinance? And if you could please state your name and address for the record,
And sign the sheet.
and sign the sign-in sheet.
My name is Vicki Ramsey. I live at 3020 Northeast 40th Street in Marion County, outside of Belleview. I'm in favor of this ordinance. I live under the ordinance. I think it's a great ordinance. I don't think dogs should be sold at puppy stores or cats, especially dogs that are from puppy mills. I've seen a lot of them online. Of course, I've never seen one in person. I don't think I can handle it. I think Bellevue should go ahead and adopt this ordinance, and I don't think they should have it grandfathered in, and it should restrict, puppy stores from selling puppies.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the back row who would like to speak before the commission this evening? Is there anyone standing on the wall in the back who would like to speak before the commission?
Sandra Shaw, 2309 Northeast 37th Street, Ocala. Hi everyone, it's me, Noelle, the rescue puppy mill survivor. I wish I could be here. I hope everyone is doing good. I'm living a great life now. Mom told me this meeting is for all of you to vote on the Marion County ordinances. If I could actually tell you my story, you would understand the lives we lead in abuse, whether it be chained up for life, used in fight rings, or used up at puppy mills. My voice is through my mom. She gave me a second chance and the strength to come and advocate for my brothers and sisters. I am asking you as an abuse survivor to please, in your hearts, use your elected voice to help us all live in a loving world. You have this opportunity to change so much today, right now. Please vote on all the ordinances, and thank you for listening and allowing me to have a voice in your meetings. So,
Thank you. Is there anyone else on the back wall that would like to speak before the commission? And please, sign the sign-in sheet and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Karen Goppert. I live at 11447 Pheasant Trail in Leesburg. And I am here to say that I would like you all to adopt all of Marion County ordinances, especially the microchipping. If I may, these are copies, 3 examples of a certified health certificate with the breed of the dog and also their DNA, which does not match the health certificate. This microchipping is extremely important. And it's really something that you really should consider, not only for the safety of the consumer, but also for the safety of the dogs. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on the back wall who's not in a regular seat who would like to speak before the commission this evening? Okay, so we're gonna move to this side. Front row, anyone who would like to speak before the commission on the animal control ordinance? Yes, ma'am. Please state your name and address for the record and sign the sign-in sheet.
My name is Nancy Bankson. I live at 5511 Southeast 107th Place myself personally witnessing puppy mills. We actually got a dog from one of the puppy mills, and she did not live long. She was so sick. And that was the only reason we adopted her, was to get her out of there. We had hoped she'd live longer. She didn't. She was in deplorable conditions. Puppy mills do not treat animals well. And I hope that none of you are worried about a lawsuit being brought, because I follow this all the time. And I've never known anyone to win a lawsuit based on a threat because, you know, you're not allowing them to do a business. The problem is these businesses that come in town that sell animals that are not well taken care of by the parents and the companies they produce. Their business is money. It is not about the welfare of the animal. So we have to have people stand up for the animals. And I can tell you that a government that does not treat animals well does not treat its citizens well. So you have to take that into accord. I mean, if God had Noah built an ark and we wanted people to go, but he made sure that 2 of every animal went. They must be pretty important. And we can't be threatened by lawsuits and worry about that, because if we're not trying to stop their business, we want to make their business better. We want them to take care of the animals. I'm hoping that you will adopt this ordinance and not grandfather them in. There are so many animals in animal control facilities that need a home. They could actually sell those animals in the puppy shops if they want to. Not where they're bred, they're laying in their own feces, urine, they don't have shots. Some of them don't, some of them do. They have broken teeth, they have broken legs, they're blind, and they just keep breeding them over and over and over. At some point, you have to have some kind of compassion for an animal that has no voice. We have to be their voice. You have to speak up for them. You cannot allow this to continue. And because they may not live here in Bellevue, they're selling puppy mill puppies in Bellevue. And we cannot, as citizens, allow that from anybody, not just them. It has nothing to do with just them. We're not complaining about them, we're complaining about all puppy mills. They need to be stopped. You need not to allow it here. It needs not to be grandfathered in to let them continue to sell these puppies. And we as citizens of this county, a lot of them care about animals, and we don't want this to continue.
Thank you. Is there anybody else on the first row on this side who would like to speak before the commission? Did you want to speak next? No? Second row, who hasn't spoken already. Anyone on the second row would like to speak before the commission on this issue? Okay, we're gonna move to the third row. Is there anyone in the third row who would like to, yes ma'am, please approach the podium and sign the sign-in sheet and state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Linda Daniels. I live at 1303 Estrelita in the Villages. I guess I just would like to ask a question. I don't know what it's like to be a commissioner, but how do you feel about being bullied and threatened? And Commissioner Gold, thank you for being here.
Ma'am, this is an opportunity for you to state to the commission whether or not you would like to adopt the Marion County ordinance, or it's not really the appropriate forum to ask us how we feel about personal feelings.
Okay.
Right?
I am certainly opposed to puppy mills, and I'm opposed to retail sales of puppies. We have been working on this for well over a year. We've worked hard. We have been bullied. We have been lied about. This is the kind of business that you're going to get into if you allow this to continue.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on the third row of this side who would like to speak before the commission this evening and hasn't spoken already? Please state your name and address for the record and sign the sign-in sheet.
Street, at 259 Marion Oaks Lane, Ocala. I am here to ask you to adopt the Marion County ordinances. We worked very hard with our county commissioners to provide better living conditions for animals in Marion County. It is not just in regards to puppy mills, it's in regard to backyard breeding, also dog fighting and whatever we could get them to approve. In regards to us bullying people, I've never bullied anyone here. I am here to ask for you to take care of all the animals. If they have a business in this city or in this county, then they should be required to make the conditions better for the animals. And as for pressing lawsuits, or I don't know why their attorney wouldn't be here if this was so. This is a big issue, obviously, with them, and I would think if they're going to go forth with an attorney, that he would be here representing them.
Is there anybody else in the third row who would like to speak before the commission? Okay, last row. Is there anyone in the last row who would like to speak before the commission this evening? Hasn't already spoken. Please sign the sign-in sheet and state your name and address for the record.
Bob Lukowski, 5335 Southeast 103rd Street, a proud citizen of the city of Bellevue. I'm here to read a prepared statement written by a committee of citizens concerned about what's going on right here. I, along with a committee of Bellevue citizens, am very disappointed in the direction that this board is moving with the animal control ordinance. Over 95% of the people who have come to these meetings and or commented on social media are not citizens of our great city of Bellevue. I shop and eat within the city limits of Bellevue every day, and I can tell you unequivocally that our citizens and our business owners are completely disgusted with what this commission is considering. The problem is that they are afraid to come here and speak up because of the bullying and intimidation tactics that these non-citizens are using to get their way. The animal activists are picketing not in front of the puppy store, but in front of other local businesses for no other reason than to ruin respectable business owners' livelihoods. They are writing threatening and intimidating messages on social media such as, Marina Lucas, these puppy mills are terrible and the owners and people that sell them should be shot. Rebecca Doria, could this mayor get any dumber? The more she speaks, the dumber she sounds. In case there was ever any doubt, look at her track record. She is all about the money, so she's been paid, I guarantee. Teresa Weaver, it's Bellevue, Polish city. Kathy Martin, they sound like dumb hillbillies. Terry Eversole, someone is paying them off. Patsy Jackson, how do these idiots get in office? Somebody has been bought. Marina Lucas, again, I have also beat the heck out of a few puppy mill owners with a baseball bat before I became disabled. Jane Presswood, what a crappy mayor. Hope this piece of crap for a human will feel such anguish sometime in her life, and I will stand by and watch her suffer. Richard Puckett, she's a Yankee, not surprising. Elizabeth Morton, scum. I guess this witch does not believe in adopting children, this piece of SHIT. Even worse, one poor lady defended the city commission on Facebook receiving this message from activist Nancy Arthur. You're a dumb CUNT-BITCH. And I could go on and on with this caliber of people in this special interest group that wants you to approve this ordinance. And not one of these people is a citizen. Folks, this is why our citizens don't want to come to these meetings. They have businesses and families, and these activists are not only disrespectful and disgusting in their comments and accusations, but they have lied time and time again. Yet, you, as a board, are basing your decisions on the faulty and exaggerated information and propaganda that they are feeding you. For example, do you know that when cities allow only rescue dogs to be sold, rescue organizations pop up, quote, unquote, rescue only purebred dogs? And you can guess where these purebred dogs actually come from. Puppy mills. The Marion County ordinance has many loopholes, as activist Lily Barton pointed out in the last meeting. If you really want to stop puppy mills and help animals, I suggest you ask our attorney, Fred Lant, to write an ordinance that addresses our concerns in meaningful ways, such as actually prohibiting dogs from puppy mills from being sold at stores in the city, rather than adopting the awkward, convoluted, unenforceable, unconstitutional rescue dog model. Unlike in the county, our city attorney has never written an ordinance that the city has been sued over. You represent us, the citizens of the great city of Bellevue, not most of the people in this room. Please do the right thing for your constituents. The decision to adopt the Marion County ordinance will end up costing us, the taxpayer, a lot of money, and it's not fair and it's not responsible. Please do the right thing. Vote no. Ask Attorney Land to write a legally sound and enforceable ordinance. The animal activists from outside the city have denigrated our city, our elected officials, and our citizens. And our citizens are disgusted and angry. Please don't be surprised that this ordinance passes tonight. To see this issue on the ballot in November as a referendum, do not underestimate the voice of the people of the great city of Bellevue. Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience who would like to speak before the commission this evening? Please state your name and address for the record and make sure that you sign the sign-in sheet.
Anita Ware, 11755 Southeast 72nd Court Road. I was going to say something else, but I would just like to address what that gentleman said. All the comments that he made, I'm not familiar with any of them people, so I don't know where he came up with. And as far as being residents, doesn't matter if we're residents, we are the voice for the animals that cannot speak, and I'm asking you to please do the right thing for defenseless animals that can't speak for themselves, and to vote yes on this, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience who would like to speak?
I'm Kelly Barlow, 6142 Southeast Stetson Road. I've lived in Bellevue for 24 years. I would just urge you to vote and adopt the Marion County ordinance. I think it was well researched. Emotions run high on both sides of this issue, but I think it's really important. I think that ordinance was very well researched. I think it was Lily Barton that spoke at the last meeting, and I think that I was really pleased to hear her come and speak about it, because I didn't know a lot about it, but I think it's important for the city of Bellevue to adopt it. I think if you don't, you're gonna end up with as many retail pet stores as you have gas stations, lining 441, because this is gonna be the refuge where they all come, because they can't do it in the rest of the county. Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience who would like to speak that hasn't spoken on this issue yet this evening? Yes, ma'am. And please state your name and address for the record. And sign a sign.
Erica McCoy, 2604 Southeast 102nd Avenue, Bellevue, Florida. As I stated last week, I am all for this ordinance. I have rescued 12 pit bulls this year that were dumped in my neighbor's yard, litter of puppies, as well as the one that's there still from 3 to 4 weeks ago, and the one that is chipped actually, and is running our neighborhood. We, as animal lovers, don't have the financial means to be taking those dogs, but animal control can't. I spent multiple hours this morning crying, calling rescues for the 2 dogs running the neighborhood. If we were to have animals in a store, I feel like it should be our rescues, not from puppy mills. If you've ever adopted a child, you know that you have to have home inspections every so often, 21, 25 days. You don't get to tell these people who knock on your door, no thank you, this isn't in order, or no thank you, I don't want to get clothes on today. So I'm against puppy mills. I am all for your animals chipped and controlled, sorry, I'm a little nervous. And no grandfathering in. You shouldn't have that right. It's not a right. We should take a stand as a city and say, no, thank you. Your dogs are not welcome here like that. You're sick puppies. Ruffle breeders, some people are for it. Everyone opinions that's their own about selling it. Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience who would like to speak for or against this ordinance this evening? Please sign the sign-in sheet and state your name and address for the record.
I'm Sharon Newman, I'm here at 1031 Southeast 41st Terrace in Cobblestone. And, I'm not quite sure what all the drama is here. We got childish behavior on both sides. I'm not really happy with what I see on Facebook. I think we need to be adults. We need to look at this seriously. We need to do due diligence for these animals that come into our town. I think we need to look at this ordinance, which I've not looked at, but I think it needs to be looked at thoroughly, and we need to adopt our own ordinance. That needs to be done. But I think it needs to be, if you're gonna have puppies here, you're gonna be selling, it needs to be an open door where everybody knows what's going on. So, but this bickering back and forth, I've seen it on Facebook, very upsetting to me, the way the commission has been treated, totally disrespectful. So as an owner here of 5 little dogs myself, I believe in the chipping, I believe in the, what is the other one, the DNA where they just put a health certificate. I think that all needs to be done. So when we're living here in Bellevue, we can say, we care for our animals, we look out for what's best for our animals, and everybody needs to be an open book. That's my thoughts.
Anyone else in the audience who would like to speak for or against this issue before we close the public comment? Okay, we're going to close public comment and bring it back before the question. Commissioners?
Could I have someone that's representing Wilson's? I think she left. I just had a couple of quick questions.
Could you state your name and address for the record?
Yes, sir. Cindy Wilson, 3279 Southeast 131st Street, Bellevue, Florida.
Please sign the sign-in sheet.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Your family breeds dogs now, right? Also?
Our family
Right.
does, yes, we no longer breed on our ranch, because of the climate that was, put about us raising our dogs, which was never found to be abused or neglected. We have an extended family that we have all the dogs from. We've been doing this as a family for over 27 years.
And where you breed these dogs, that's been inspected?
Our family is in all other counties other than Marion, and all of our family has been raised by my grandfather, Ellis Monroe Miller, which taught all of us animal husbandry. We started in Davie, Florida, raising rodeo horses, and we moved up here, and I was in the 3rd grade. I'm 57 now, I don't know the year. And we started raising dairy calves, which were a byproduct of the industry. Lots of dairy farms were in this area back then. So we were taught to take care of our animals. Our animals were our livelihood. As we, the children, grew and the elders died off, none of us want to raise cows anymore, and none of us want to ride a horse that'll buck you off. So it was a natural transition to move to our dogs.
Can you sell your dogs as you breed in your?
From our family, we absolutely do.
Okay.
For the first 22 years in business, starting at the Market of Marion, which my grandfather was the 3rd vendor there, we represented 3 generations at the open air market. Now, I do admit that there was some undesirables that could come and go, but we were what was considered a permanent vendor, which means we were there for 22 years. We would be there still. We love the market. We're blessed to have it.
Are are you for or against the Ocala ordinance?
Well, we raised her, you know.
As it stands right now.
At this point, no, sir. There's so many violations as us as a personal, family, and business. All of our animals are health inspected by Dr. Brown. In Wildwood, for 22 years, we had them inspected by Dr. Rick Irwin here in Bellevue, and we never, ever fail. Now, can a doggy get sick? Sure, so can a child. We do stand behind the ordinance that, the USDA 8.29.29, I may be wrong on that, I'm sorry. But we don't wanna go anywhere. We love our town of Bellevue.
Because under the Ocala ordinance, you can still sell your puppies that you breed
No, sir, they have stopped us
under the
through.
grandfather laws.
No, sir, no, we cannot, because they said that we could no longer sell the dogs that come from our ranch. So the dogs on our ranch are now just our doggies, which they always have been. Everybody has names. Officer Bridget Stone did a thorough inspection of over 4 hours, to our ranch, but the zoning, again, because of the climate, there was people that came from everywhere that said that they didn't like that the doggies barked in an agricultural 4-acre piece of property. So now they're just pets and they can bark all they want. We're not a kennel in there.
If you could still sell your bred dog,
Oh my Lord, yes.
would you have a problem
With doing what?
with the Ocala ordinance? If you could sell a dog that your family breeds?
Yes, I don't mind the microchipping, that's a good thing. Microchipping is not a problem for me. Some of these little tiny doggies that weigh like a pound, the chihuahuas, you know, it's a little difficult to witness that, but I've had a thorough discussion with my veterinarian, Dr. Brown, and at Sumter County Animal Hospital, and she has a way of anesthetizing the area, kind of in a sense, if you're gonna get stitches, she's gonna anesthetize that area because it's extremely devastating to take a rod that is larger than the inside paint and ram it up in between the shoulders, blades, under all the dermis against the muscle. Now, I witnessed this 11 times. That is why I stopped going to Dr. Kara Oliver Irwin after 22 years. They did not anesthetize the babies. I was mortified witnessing that, and I actually have a video that I could show you of the very last baby. So I don't have a problem with that, but a humane application, which I've discussed with Dr. Brown, is not a problem. And just to note, we have not had a single complaint from any of our customers, from Puppy Boutique to the city of Bellevue. And we've almost been there 6 months now. The complaints-
I have read the Ocala ordinance.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, you have said Ocala 3 times now, you mean Marion County?
I'm sorry, Marion County,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Marion County ordinance, quite extensively through, and I have asked our attorney a couple questions, and I hope he doesn't mind me asking him to discuss what we discussed.
Commissioner Lizzie asked me about the grandfathering clause in Marion County ordinance. I think my simplest answer is this. Before this evening's meeting, not in response to anything that I've heard from any party when asked about this previously, my advice was, if you want your ordinance to not generate litigation, the safest way to avoid that would be, do not disrupt the business model of an existing business. Whatever restrictions you want to put on new ones, I guess you can do if you have a legitimate public purpose and a legitimate exercise of your police power. If you are as concerned about puppy mills as you have indicated in your discussions, it doesn't take great legal expertise to draft an ordinance that says that the existing businesses in Bellevue can continue to function under the present business model, but that no one, including them, can sell puppies from a puppy mill.
Nor would we ever.
I'm not that's the advice I have previously given. You're the legislative body, if you like Marion County law, if you want to not, fine. The other question, Mr. Livesey, that I told you what my opinion is. The other question Mr. Livesey, or Commissioner Livesey asked me was, what about this issue of trade secret? I was given this letter this afternoon, and had insufficient time to research whether having to give up these customer lists is a trade secret, and the ordinance is probably in those regards. I did not answer a question like that off the top of my head, and I'm not prepared to give you a binding opinion, but I will tell you that there is a Trade Secrets Act, federal and in the state of Florida, trade secrets are recognized. It's in fact one thing that we've had to look at regarding bids, the issue of trade secrets. And so I would say to you, trade secrets are a legitimate concern to businesses that have them and that find a trade secret to be a valuable commodity, and they are protected. I just am not in a position to tell you whether the list of dog breeders is a trade secret that should be protected, and also not to tell you how I think you should provide regarding trade secrets in your ordinance, if you choose to do so.
So what I'm trying to drive at, under the Marion County ordinance, right now, you can, as your puppy store, sell your breeding stuff.
As I read the ordinance, that they can exhaust their existing stock, and after that, they're gonna have to come under
The
the.
grandfather. I thought that's what we discussed.
The Marion County model says they're grandfathered in, but it has various restrictions. One of which is on I talked about this at the last meeting, it's on the transfer of the property. And a second thing is, they can only sell dogs that fall under special rules that are set up by the Marion County Commission. Those rules are not tantamount to what the two pet stores that are operating in this city are doing now. You will disrupt their current business model after they exhaust their existing stock, if you adopt the ordinance. That's why, when I gave the advice at the last meeting, I said, if you want an ordinance that raises the least objection from your existing businesses and minimizes the potential for litigation, which bigger entities can certainly afford to the city of Bellevue, then adopt an ordinance that does not disrupt the existing business models in the city, other than to exercise your power, or your police power, in what is a legitimate public concern, and public middle seems to be one. So I would not think there was anything that could be complained about with you saying that people can't sell dogs from puppy mills in your ordinance. Clear as I can make it.
Deanna?
You know, I've advocated for the Marion County ordinance since the beginning of time, you know, from the beginning of time, since we've been talking about this for the last, I don't know, 11, 12 months. So.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
You went down that path, you came to a pretty much of a consensus in the last meeting, that's why this was crafted. You know, I'm in favor of adopting.
First of all, I'm surprised that a lot of the people that spoke tonight weren't aware of the complete ordinance regarding grandfathering. And you want to adopt the ordinance as it is for Marion County, because that allows grandfathering.
Yeah, you can't go in there and, that would be a horrible lawsuit. You can't shut somebody down that kind of house back. They would have to be grandfathered. We had that discussion at the last meeting.
Right.
I know people don't want that to happen, but there's no way to do that. That's, they would follow the laws against us. All right, fine, not this
Right.
meeting, that would be fine.
I just see, I went through this ordinance, I don't know how many times now, and I spoke to Sandy again today about some of the issues in it, and I've actually spoke with Shauna. To me, there's so many loopholes in the Marion County ordinance that to me, if a business in town were indeed selling puppies from a puppy mill, there's just so many different ways that they can go around it, that this ordinance to me is not the answer to stop that. I think you can take a better ordinance, I don't really know there'd be some legal research into it, but, that's my problem with the county ordinance. They're very clear that you can't, this discussion came up, I think, with some of the internet cafe, about grandfathering businesses in, whether it's something, internet cafe or anything else. We just can't do that, or, not let them do that. That's kind of where I'm at. I want, trust me, I want the puppy mills shut down. If the store in town is indeed doing that, then it needs to be recognized and dealt with accordingly and shut down in a proper way. Like I said, to me, there's too many things wrong with little things that can cause problems later in the process of the ordinance.
Commissioner Smith, I agree with what you're saying. I don't want puppies from puppy mills all over our city. I completely agree with that. And I'm okay with not tethering animals, and I'm okay with requiring the health certificates and the microchipping. And I completely agree with what you're saying about the loopholes in this ordinance. I know you guys received the emails from Ms. Patty Reed, and she pointed a lot of those out. Ms. Wilson pointed some of those out. Mr. Dukowski pointed some of those out. We do have a phenomenal attorney, and our attorney has never put us in a position where we've been sued for an ordinance that he's written. And I think that we're going in circles trying to adopt an ordinance written in Marion County for Marion County that doesn't exactly apply perfectly to us and has those loopholes and has those opportunities to open us up to litigation. I think that at this point that maybe what we should do is go back to the drawing board and have Attorney Land, craft an ordinance that has all of these things in it, but without the extra loophole things that the county ordinance has, because Mr. Grant came up with a great definition at our last meeting of what a puppy mill is, and we could incorporate that into our ordinance so that, stores in our city cannot sell puppies that are bred at puppy mills, and that they have to have health certificates and microchipping, and that we don't allow tethering, but without the worries of the other things that have caught our attention. So I agree with what you're saying. Commissioner?
Well, I agree with Commissioner Bowman. I think we need to put this item to rest and move on with it.
Commissioner, did you have any other comments, questions?
I'm confused, that's all.
I'll go ahead and make the motion, Mayor, to adopt 2019-24.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. So Commissioner, Commissioner Goldman and Commissioner Ernst want to adopt the Marion County ordinance as written. Commissioner Smith and I both have some concerns about the loophole in that ordinance, and my suggestion is that maybe it's a very long ordinance, it's a very lengthy ordinance. I think that Attorney Matt could probably come up with something much more streamlined that addresses each and every one of these concerns without all of the added language with the rescue dog law and the other issues that have been brought to our attention in emails and in comments that have been made by
Before I vote on it, and I ask for the
Of course. There's no rush. No, all right.
If this, right here it says, all lawfully operating pet shops in existence on or before the effective date of this ordinance, which would be today, shall be permitted to continue the retail sale of dogs and cats in the city in accordance with the respective business models. So my assumption here, the way this reads, unless it's a loophole, is that the puppy store across the street can sell just the way they've been doing for the last couple of months. That's section 1858.
Yes, sir, but there comes language that says that, all dogs and cats that are sold in Bellevue have to meet restrictions that are put on by the county. And it does, and that applies to every pet shop in Bellevue. That's one of the inconsistencies.
But that's the county, that's verbatim from the county. That's not a Bellevue, that's a verbatim from the county.
That's correct. And what I'm saying is that when you.
And this is where I'm confused at.
When the Marion County ordinance is rewritten to substitute City of Bellevue for Marion County, that's what has happened here. Other than adding in, at the very beginning, some things regarding bird sanctuary, et cetera.
It says that an owner of existing pet shop shall be required to initially file for a grandfather, and this is where they mentioned it.
Yes, sir.
So, if they can be grandfathered in under their business model, then that particular store would not be required only to sell fresh food.
I will say it to you like this. If you believe that adopting this ordinance will result in the pet stores that are in business in Bellevue being able to continue with no change in how they do business, then I don't believe this ordinance does that. And if that's what you want, I can make it clear in the ordinance that that's what happens. But I don't believe this ordinance does that.
I've been meaning to ask, Shauna, adopting, in a positive note concerning this ordinance, if we adopt this ordinance, it makes things a lot easier, quicker, and efficient for the county to handle any situation we have in Bellevue. Is that correct?
I mean, I'm sure it would if, we matched everything that, we don't now. And, but I would assume that we would address that in our local, in our local agreement.
Because that's been a concern for quite some while, that the citizens of Bellevue can't call
Yeah.
really
We
anybody.
get that a lot from the citizens, that
Right.
it's not the same, and it's inconsistent, but.
Now, if we were to, say, have the attorney draw up our own ordinance, which would contain part of what's in here, would we still be able to get that same assistance from the county?
From my, conversations with Mr. Jim Sweet, he did say that they would be able to help us. And again, it would be something that would be addressed in our local agreement.
Commissioner Smith, just to add on to that, I had a meeting with Mr. Sweet and with Shauna and with our staff people, and we talked about the different options, and I addressed the fact that in the past, it has been a concern with the county that our ordinance didn't match. And Mr. Sweet, one of the things that he said was that he is fairly new to his position, and that, that past staff people may have had different perspectives on it, and that he would certainly be willing to work with the city, even if our ordinance didn't match, as long as his bosses agreed with that. Hence, that's why we're putting it on the joint meeting in hopes that the county commissioners will, continue to work with us and perhaps, allow us to make some of those changes for the benefit of our citizens, whether or not it matches. He gave us a positive response to that fact, if that helps. But we won't know, of course, until we meet with the county commissioners and they make that determination.
Because like we said before, trust me, I have no use for puppy mills, I have no use for businesses that sell puppies and puppy mills. Like I said in the last meeting, I spoke to a few breeders that assured me that a good breeder would not open a store and sell. It's just the other things that pertain to this ordinance that concern me.
Are there any other questions or comments? We'll call for the vote. Sandy, call for the vote, please.
Commissioner Lucy,
This is from what?
this is to approve the ordinance as presented.
Adopting the Marion County ordinance.
Commissioner Smith,
No.
Commissioner Golden,
Yes.
Commissioner Ernst,
Yes.
Mayor Skowski.
No.
Motion fails.
Okay, Mayor, may I
Yes, sir.
address the price? what we want in our own ordinance for you to proceed in the right manner so we can address these issues, to me, correctly.
I think that by reviewing the minutes of this meeting